Now, students, where are we up to? By part 13 or something along those lines. But what I'm going to do with you here now is the curtain walling in that area there. Now, there's a few things that we need to do, and the first thing is I have discovered that our curtain walling. I'm into architecture wall, the drop-down box here, right? Um, if I pick this one here, which would have been the standard curtain walling, and pull it out like so, you see that it's coming out with a grid and mullions attached and whatever, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to dictate where my own grid line goes. So normally that would be empty, and I've tried the other ones as well that are available to you from the template that you've been using. Ignore that one for the moment because that's the one I'm going to show you to use, but I'm going to show you how to get it and bring it into the project. All of these have grids and mullions attached to them, which you could do it. You could go in and delete the mullions, delete the grids, but gosh, it just takes too much time. So what I want to go to show you here is how do we get just an empty plain piece of glass, which is what I want, into the project. So to do that, I need to go into File, New Project, right? And I'm going to use the default architectural template here. Okay. And it opens up like so. And I'll go into my wall now. So my architecture tab wall. Okay, it's drop down box here. And here is the curtain wall empty. That's the one I want. Okay, so I'm just going to draw that in across there. Let's get into a 3D and have a look at that. Okay, so here's my empty piece of glass. Now, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that onto the copy clipboard, right? And then I'm going into my project here, back to modify and paste, okay? So paste on the copy clipboard and just answer yes to whatever you need there. And look, there's my curtain wall empty. That's what we need to do. Okay, so that's how you get that into your project. You can close down that temporary project now that you created as well. No need to save it either. Now I've got hold of my empty piece of glass. That's the one that I want. So I'm just going to delete that and delete this whole. There you go. Right. Next thing we need to do is talk about a strategy as to how we're going to go about fixing our glass here, okay? Now, you notice that from the first floor to the third floor, we had this atrium, and I did that in the previous video. Notice as well that we've got these kind of columns coming up here, which are kind of rectangular style, if you like. Now, we can do that. That's not particularly a problem. We can just select the column, my square 450 square column, and duplicate it, and that looks like could be around 800 by 400 or something like that. I'm just going to leave my columns as they are at the moment, but notice the position of the glass here, right? It's in between the columns. However, if I go into my ground floor plan, what we have here now is there's those columns kind of going back into the project here. Now maybe I'll do this. What I was kind of concerned about and where this becomes tricky is up here. Actually, it's where we meet the roof, and that detail needs to be worked out. So if I was to pick that and do that, I would have to duplicate this. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it, and I think I'll make it 450 by 900. So I'm just going to double the length here. I can't remember which is which. Well, we're about to find out. Okay. Now that's not what I wanted. So let's get back in there and find out what's going on. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it is. But hold that. No, it seems to want to go back to being square for some reason. Okay, so I'm not quite sure why that's. It's obviously that the column that I've chosen is a square column rather than a rectangular one. So, okay, let's cancel that and escape. Let's go back into structure, column, load family, and let's make sure I'm in the columns section here. Structural columns, concrete, right? Rectangular. That's the one. I probably used the square one here. So let's bring that in. Okay, and let's just position it anywhere. Oh, there it goes. All right. Now let's see what I can do with that one. Edit, duplicate, and this would be, as I said, 450 by 900. Okay. And again, I'm not sure which is which. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, that looks like it should be the 900, and this one looks like it should be the 450. Okay. Now, escape. So let's select this one, this one, this one. Okay. I might just leave the beam. I might have to go back in and change that beam as well. It's going to be interesting now. See how this works out. Okay, so we're going to swap those out for the rectangular concrete rectangular 9 by 450. Let's see what happens here. There you go. Okay, not bad at all. Now we need to do the beam here as well. Okay, and oh, that's a rectangular beam. So let's just duplicate that. Not sure if this is going to work, but let's see. I wanted 900 going in, I think. Now, yeah, it's not letting me change that. See that? Oh, it did there. Okay, let's see if that worked. Okay, now it's got kind of deeper there, whereas I wanted it the opposite way around. So let's see if that can work for us. So 900 by 450 by, yeah, there we go. All right, good. Um, these are sitting a little bit proud. We'll have to go and fix those. But I'm going to take this one as well now and swap it out for that 450 by 900. Okay. Now, that's roughly it. I'll change the materials on these as well. These look like they need to be, is it minus 200? Yeah, they need to be minus 200 as well. Okay. Okay. Now, all right. So let's see how we're doing here. Okay, so I have modified the. Do you remember it was the default was cast in place concrete, and we want to cast in situ. So I've done that. Now I'm just going to go into my ground floor plan here. We might do another little adjustment here on this. First of all, these are centered on that line, so I'm going to use my align command, and so I'm going to move these ones back a little bit here. So I'm just making sure, trying to get these right. Now, if that's the case, and I wanted to replicate what's happening here, okay, so we might need to edit this one. Okay, and I suspect there's another. Oh my gosh, not 900, but there's definitely another 600 in that. So I'm going to make this 1400. Okay, and I'll rename this 450 by 1400. Okay, by. Okay. Right, now we're talking. So let's align these again. Beep, align to this, align that. Now we're not far off there. Okay, you could even do with another little 1500. I would suggest if we wanted to get this absolutely spot on. So let's do that again and rename it. It'll be 1500. Okay, and we're going to have to realign these again. Okay, and escape. Let's go back in. Now, there you go. Probably should have measured that and would have saved me an awful lot of this kind of messing around. Okay, let's have a look at our 3D now, and we're probably going to have to go up and realign all of those as well. So I will do that, and I'm just going to pause it here. I'm going to do that, and I'll get back to you. Now, you can see that I have aligned all of these here. I'm not sure what's happening there. I think it might be closed in. If it is, I'll come back to that now in a second. But if you take a look at my 3D, this is what we're getting here. So I had to change the beam. Okay, so the beam is now 450 by 1500 to go all the way back there as well. And then I just literally use my align command, starting at the bottom here, getting those in position, and then following up with the columns and the beams here all the way through to get them all on a vertical face. Okay, so let's take a look at our south elevation. That's how that's looking there at the moment. And let's throw a little bit of shadow into that. Okay, so we're getting kind of that look at there. Let me just go up here to my graphic display options. And again, I get into the lighting, and again, I like the 70, 50, 30 rule. Okay, and we're going to pick, yeah, so we've got the 12 o'clock there. Right, so that you can see the way that makes the shadows, they're visible, but they're not as harsh as they were. Right, okay, so that's that. Now, so I have got my empty curtain wall, so my one sheet of glass into the project now. I have rearranged the columns here, the depth of the columns, so that I can match the plan down there. And I think this has worked quite well with columns and beams. You could do it with walls and floors, whatever, but I think the columns and beams have worked out quite well too. Might need to do a little adjustment there on that roof. In fact, I think I'll do that right now. I'm going to edit that footprint, and where are we? Level 4, I think. Yeah, I'm going to bring that footprint again using my align tool and getting in here to that. I'm just going to put it there for the moment because again, when I bring my curtain wall glazing up here, I want the curtain wall glazing to go right up to the underside of that there, and we'll sort out what's going to happen here in regards to that. It is touching on those columns, so there is, there's a possibility of getting some support from the columns there as well. So I'm going to leave it at that for this video, and then I'll come back with another one, and we'll go through the curtain walling with you then. Okay.